First of all, thank you for letting me interview you. So as I was saying, my questions mostly revolve around U.S. economic policies and the possibility of imperialism around the world. So my first question is related to the U.S. and its economic policies. Do you think that America's actions towards Mexico and China, specifically threats of economic warfare, economic sanctions, and the branding of like a currency manipulator, classify as like an imperialistic action? For context, imperialism is defined as the acquisition of territory or power, be it economic or cultural, through the use of force.
I definitely think it has imperialistic implications, and coming from the fact that the U.S. was definitely a power in the Cold War. I don't know if I want to say like our government is used to having that kind of power and they just want to continue on, but I feel like, yeah, we have habits that we're just trying to continue, and we need to figure out some other way of handling that.
Right. And so my second question is similar, a bit more focused on internal politics. At present, there are 4 million people living in the United States who are legally American citizens, but are not allowed to vote in national elections and hold no representatives in the Senate or the House of Representatives because they lack the status of a state. These territories being Puerto Rico, which is home to 3.6 million people, followed by Guam, the Mariana Islands, the Virgin Isles, etc. So to that end, do you think that the prevention of proper representation for these territories and their inability to vote for a leader that could send them to war could be classified as imperialistic?
I do. Because, like, what are they supposed to do? They're under the United States, but they don't have the same rights that we do. And so it's just ridiculous, especially since we have Hawaii as the 50th state, and we essentially took it over. Like, it was its own kingdom. And, yeah.
Okay. And my final question relates to American presence around the world. So at present, besides the 4 million people and dozen islands that America controls in the Caribbean and the Pacific, America currently houses 800 military bases around the world, from Germany to Djibouti, from China to, actually I don't think we're actually allowed in China, but from Japan to Iraq, and sometimes that's not appreciated by the local people. Would you consider America in its current iteration, in its current form, an empire?
Not entirely. I suppose it could be a form of one, like a very understated, because we do have a foothold and a presence in the majority of countries around. But I feel like the amount of influence in every country definitely matters. I wouldn't say it's a complete empire, because I feel like they'd have to have the majority or like more control, but definitely because American influence has permeated so much of the world, I feel like we could get there.
Right. Thank you.